All is not well in Afghanistan, and the international community is gradually speaking against it. After the UN Special Rapporteur last week, the German Foreign Minister Annalena Baerbock called out the group for changing its position from what was supported during the peace talks. The minister's statements came in the backdrop of Taliban increasing hardline position, especially against women, which has basically snatched away the fundamental right of freedom from them.
Since the Taliban seized power last August, Afghanistan was descended into a humanitarian crisis. On one side, a large section of the country's population is not getting enough food, and the outbreak of diseases is becoming a common phenomenon. On the other, the Taliban's increasingly hardline stance in controlling the country is pushing Afghanistan towards deeper wars. Diktat suppressing people's freedom, especially those of women, have now caught the attention of the world. After the UN Rapporteur a few days back, the Foreign Minister of Germany, Annalena Baerbock, called out the group's changing position. Baerbock, who was in Pakistan this week, said the group was heading in the wrong direction and the global community needs to apprise it of its wrongdoings.
We see, in my point of view, that the Taliban are heading towards the wrong direction, and therefore it is also crucial that economic supports need to be conditionalized with regard to the basic rights of the people. But this is also part of foreign policy. We have to be very honest. Our influence on what happens inside Afghanistan is very limited. It depends on the Taliban making rational choices in their own economic interest, and that is not what they are doing right now, and therefore we are supporting the people of Afghanistan with humanitarian relief and bringing out those who are endangered by their life.
Baerbock, on a visit to Islamabad, also warned of a humanitarian disaster brewing in Afghanistan, adding that it was not the Afghan people's fault that their government was overthrown by the Taliban. Germany and Pakistan have restructured their system for bringing Afghan refugees to Germany via Pakistan to make it faster, and that over 14,000 Afghans who are particularly at risk have been able to travel to Germany over the past months. And while most of the observer groups have pulled Islamabad for not doing enough to bring peace in the region, the Foreign Minister Bilawal Bhutto Zardari urged the Afghan government to fall in line with the international law and take steps against terrorism.
We support a peaceful and prosperous Afghanistan, contributing to stability and regional connectivity. It is our hope that the Afghan authorities would be responsive to the international community's expectations regarding inclusivity, respect for human rights for all Afghans, including women, and take effective actions against terrorism.
Under Taliban, life is growing increasingly unbearable for women in the country. Almost a year into the rule, it has become particularly tough for female scholars and students. For female scholars, life under the Taliban means that all must wear garments that cover their head and body and are restricted from teaching men. And female students cannot attend classes with men and are restricted from being taught by them. And when they try to raise their voices against these repressive measures, they are subjected to brute high-handedness that include a wide range of punishments from public flogging to indefinite jail terms. Taliban have also brought in changes in their earlier positions, stating the male members will be blamed and prosecuted if women do not fall in line with what has been ordered or to say what has become a law.